Okay, so we're gonna review this week. This week we talk about prisms. Now, reminder, prism, it has two bases, one top, one at the bottom, and then rectangles at the side. Now, Monday, we saw where the bases were triangles. On Tuesday, we saw when the bases were rectangles. And then yesterday, Wednesday, we looked at when the base had 5 or 6 sides. Now today, it's a review of everything. So it could have, 3, 4, 5, or 6 sides, the base. Now, the way we're gonna do this, you look at the shape, you look at the solid. Let's zoom into question number 28. Trying to find a shape that is not a rectangle. Sometimes the base will be a rectangle, so too bad, our base will be a rectangle. But to begin with, try to find a base, a shape, a side that is not a rectangle, because then that's the base. In this case, on question number 28, I see a triangle. Because remember, in prisms, the sides are always going to be rectangles. The bases sometimes are rectangles and sometimes are not. So that's why I'm trying to find a shape that is not a rectangle. In this case, a triangle. So with that, I know the base of the shape of the base. The base is a triangle. Now for triangles, I'm always looking for the 90-degree angle. I'm going to multiply the two numbers that meet at the 90-degree corner. So in this case, 3.6 and 12. All right, you guys see my 90-degree there. So for my triangle, let me go 3.6 times 12. But then on triangles, I divide it by 2. So I'm just going to go 3.6 times 12 divided by 2, and I get 21.6. Each of my triangles is 21.6. Because a triangle has 3 sides, I'm going to have in the center 3 rectangles. The amount of sides of the base, so in this case 3 sides, is the amount of rectangles in the center. I need to know the measurement of the 3 sides of my triangle. One side is 6, the other side is 8, and the third side is 12. The number that has nothing to do with my base is 5. So I'm going to multiply 5 times each side. So I'm going to go 5 times 6, 5 times 8, and 5 times 12. And then I'm just going to add everything. Let's see, I'm using a calculator. And I get 173.2. Rounded to 1 decimal place. If you get your answer in 2 decimal places, round it to 1 decimal place. Okay, let's take a look at number 29. So try to find a shape that is not a rectangle, because then that's the base. If you cannot, which is our case, then the base is also rectangle. When that happens, I highlight the base with the 4 90-degree corners. So you guys can see the base is a rectangle as well. So here, I'm going to put 2 bases, 2 rectangles. For those rectangles, I see the measurements of my base are 8 and 3. So 8 times 3, I'm going to multiply those out. 8 times 3. So each of my rectangles is 24. Now here, I don't divide by 2. I divide by 2 in triangles, but not rectangles. My base has 4 sides. So guess what? In the center, I'm going to have 4 walls, 4 rectangles. The number that has nothing to do with my base is 9, because the measurements of my base are 8, 3, 8, and 3. So 9 has nothing to do with the base. I'm going to go 9 times each of those numbers. So 9 times 3, 9 times 8, 9 times 3, and 9 times 8. Now, add everything. And I get 246. All right, let's take a look at number 30. Try to find a shape that is not a rectangle. That's how we're going to try to find the base. And I see a shape right here. All right, that's not a rectangle. This shape has 5 sides. So my bases are pentagons, right? Figures that have 5 sides. So 2 bases. Now for pentagons, I'm always looking for a triangle. I know each measurement outside of my pentagon is 12. So for the area of the base, I'm gonna go 12 times 8.3 divided by 2. 12 times 8.3 divided by 2, that is 1 triangle. My result, let me multiply this by 5 because there are 5 sides. So 12 times 8.3 divided by 2 times 5, I get 249. So each of my bases is 249. The base has 5 sides, right? The pentagon has 5 sides. So in the center, I'm gonna have 5 rectangles. Each measurement for my base is 12, right? My pentagon, each measurement outside is 12. The number that has nothing to do with my pentagon is 11. So I'm gonna go 11 times 12 for each of these rectangles. I'm going 11 times 12. Now add everything. So I have 132 5 times plus 249 plus 249. My answer happens to be 1,158. Okay, let's take a look at number 31. Try to find a shape that is not a rectangle. I see a shape that has 6 sides. So I'm gonna draw it here at the side. Now, I'm always looking for triangles in hexagons, right? Each measurement outside of my base, in this case, is 12. For that one triangle, I will go 12 times 10.4 divided by 2. Whatever I get for that triangle, I'm going to multiply this by 6 because there are 6 sides. So 12 times 10.4 divided by 2 times 6, I get 374.4. Let me write that down, 374.4. Now, because my base has 6 sides, I'm gonna do 6 rectangles here in the center. I'm doing small rectangles for the space. Now, each measurement outside of my polygon is 12. The number that has nothing to do with my polygon is 7. So I'm gonna go 7 times 12 for each of my walls. So each of the rectangles here in the center is 84. Right, I did 7 times 12. All right, now add everything. I have 84 6 times plus 374.4 plus 374.4. And my result in this case happens to be 1,252.8. Don't be afraid of the answers being in the thousands, right? Thousands are numbers, so why not? Notice what I did. I identified the base. If the base has 3 sides, I have 3 rectangles in the center. If the base has 4 sides, 4 rectangles in the center. Same thing for 5 or 6 sides.